Hey everybody, it's Todd Burrier from toddburrier.com and welcome to today's coaching and training tip, whatever you want to call it. So today we're going to talk about what you do daily right now based on what level you're at, right? Because it's a little bit different for different people at different times in building their business. And so it's really crucial to understand what are the most important activities that you can be doing at whatever level that you are. So we're going to talk about 4 specific levels. We're going to talk about the starter, right? If you're a starter and you're part-time. If you are part-time but you've already got a little bit of a group. If you're part-time but you have what essentially is like a full-time business, or if you're full-time. Okay, so those are the 4 things we're going to talk about, and obviously I'm not going to drill too deep because literally time utilization techniques and skills, it's a huge topic. And so just in some of these spaces, each one of these spaces, I could do a 30-minute segment and teach you all the ideas and concepts and prioritization and different ways to utilize each part of your time and different strategies for leveraging your time and what's a good time to do what thing based on your energy, based on when your market is available. There's so many aspects to time, but I'm really just going to give you some pretty simple things that you can do that are applicable right now for you that will help you get clarity. So first let's start. If you're brand new in the business, what should you do daily right now? Well, first, let me tell you what you shouldn't do, right? What you shouldn't do is study your compensation plan. What you shouldn't do is study all the ingredients in your product. What you shouldn't do is know every little detail. That is not necessary. It is important for you to know where everything is. So whatever your starter training is, whatever your sponsor or your upline's starter training for you to get started is, whatever that is, you need to go through that, right? Because that's typically and ideally going to let you know where everything is, right? It's going to let you know what resources are at your fingertips and what tools are at your disposal, because that's really what's important for you at this moment. So first thing, definitely follow whatever your sponsor, your upline's training system is. Follow that right away. You're brand new. I mean, don't come in and think you know everything to do. You don't. I don't care how successful you've been in anything else in your life. You haven't been successful at this, right? So if you haven't been successful at this, then don't come in with the idea of creating a new wheel. Come in and go, okay, what is my sponsor teaching? Because that line, it's working. So let's follow that. It doesn't mean there's not room for your creativity and your personality. There is, and there should be, always. Because you are the one building the business. But when you're getting started, you need to follow what's in place, right? And make it simple. Don't try to reinvent something you have no idea how to reinvent. So follow the training. And then for you personally, number 1, every day, personal development. You've got to do something every day to put positive thoughts in your brain, to develop yourself and your skills and your encouragement, because you're going to get resistance out there, right? Regardless of how you go about it. If you follow my process teaching in your prospecting, then you're going to learn how to comfortably engage people, and your resistance is not going to be that heavy, but it's still going to be there. There's still people that are going to tell you you're crazy. There's still people that aren't going to understand. Of course, and I'm not doing a personal development course here, and I'm not doing a piece on that, but you know the truth, right? You know the truth that if someone is opposed to you building a business, that's about them and not you. And classically in our work, if someone doesn't believe in this, it's because they're ignorant. And I don't say ignorant like, oh, that person's ignorant. I mean, they're ignorant. By definition, they don't know. And so you can't fault them for not knowing, right? If they're not open-minded to know, there's nothing you can do about that, so don't waste your energy. The point is personal development, that putting that time in you are the number 1 resource you have. You are what matters in growing your business. And so you have to put something into that every day. So listen to something encouraging, whether you're doing it on your way home from work when you're about to engage, or depending on how you're structuring, a quick little nugget here is, because of the world we live in, with all the access to people, and again, I'm not doing a specific training on how to right here, I'm giving you a time perspective. You have opportunities to engage people before work, during lunch, after work, on your way home, right? Everywhere you look, there's an opportunity and a tool to allow you access. Yeah, Paul, ignorance is definitely not bliss. Amen, my friend. So think about it in those terms. You need to put something good into your brain every day and build yourself, right? For your mission, right? That is not negotiable. You got to do that. And then the second thing is, you're brand new. What is there that you have to do? Is organizing your office important, right? Is getting all your stuff set up important? Well, yeah, some people might think so, but there is nothing more important than contacting and following up. So basically 100% of your work time at the very beginning should be in making contacts and then following up with those contacts, right? That's what you should be doing. Yes, you should be in conversations with the people who are interested, but that's you have for that, right? Telling your story, but it's really follow up, contacting information, follow up. You should be completely immersed in the process. There's nothing else for you to do. You should have a number of contacts you're going to make on a daily basis, and that's what you do. That is the thing that drives your activity. That is, you just think about it that way. There's nothing really else to do, right? You're not trying to master information. You have access to information. So that's the first thing for the starters. Second, we're going to talk about the part-timer who's already got a group. So the part-timer who's already got a group. So this could be, depending on how fast you went, this might be a month, or it could be 5 months, or 6 months, or 3 months, or 7 months. I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody. I know people who made millions of dollars who didn't sponsor anybody the first 3 months, right? I know people who've built huge businesses who sponsor several people in the first few months. It doesn't make any difference, because the only way to fail is to quit. Provided you have a solid company and something real and of value in the marketplace, the only way to fail is to quit, right? And that's the bottom line. So then if you're part-time and you're already beginning to build a group, then you have to start thinking about things a little differently. And what I mean by this is, it's easier, right, to talk to your group. And so you have to be conscious of not getting comfortable and spending your time with the group, because you love the group, but you got to be A, continuing to example for them, and B, you got to keep building your business, because just because you have some people that are taking action, in the long term, that doesn't mean anything yet. That's just reality. And so prospect first in your day. Still, you're going to have people you can connect and reach out to and talk to in your group who are excited, and they might have people that they want to talk to you about, and that's all great, but you've got to block some time, and this will remain the case for everything, but you've got to block some time. So first is your personal development. That never goes away. You're building on top of that. Second is prospect first in your day. Set aside time for you to be actively engaging in what I call the front side of the business. And there are exceptions to this. So the exceptions would be, you have a hot prospect yourself who has reached back out to you, who's like, man, I need to talk to you right away. Yeah, that's where I would go first. I'd go there, because that's where you're working to get to, right? You approach, information, story, follow up, sponsor and serve. That means that person's right there. They're ready to do something. And then the other exception is, if there's someone that in your team that has got something really good going on, someone they're working with who's excited, and you can help with that person serve the team. But those are exceptions. Otherwise, if that's not present right away, right, where someone's in your face and that's immediate productivity, then the first thing you have to do is make your contacts. And you should still be having a specific number of those contacts, whether it's 5 a day or 10 a day or 3 a day or 7 a day or whatever that is for you. And that is not negotiable, right? That's not negotiable, because that's for you, right? That's for your dream. That's what you have to do to get your business out there, to make you better, to have more people be aware of what you got. That's just not negotiable. So you have to set some parameters around that for yourself, and do not pull back. It is so common to see this mistake at this phase, where someone, let's say it's 3 months, right? You're still a starter. Guess how long you're a starter? Could be a while, right? I mean, it's like anything else. You don't like pick up a basketball for the first time and shoot around in the driveway every day for 3 months and now you're a basketball player, right? No, you're just learning still. So you're just learning, right? I mean, yeah, I've been doing this for 28 years, right? But my first year was every day was a learning experience. And matter of fact, so was my second year, and so was my third, and so was my fourth, right? Even though I was making money and building a business, I'm still learning all the time. And so do not pull back. I see it so often where someone in that first few months or that first 6 months, they're really busting it. They start to get some results. They start to sponsor some people. They got people that are starting to do stuff, and then they pull back, right? It's like, oh, okay. And I heard this by my mentor not long ago, and he said this idea, this is a great idea for this person, this particular stage of the business, this part-time with the group, where someone says, so how many people do I have to sponsor? Right? That's an unbelievably ridiculous question if you think about it, right? Because that's like, an example is, that's like an attorney saying, so how many clients do I have to do, right? Before I can say, okay, I'm finished. I'm no longer an attorney, right? I mean, how many sales do I have to make? And then I'm done being a salesman. That's not how you think, right? You're in your process. That's why I teach the process I do, because it's fun and you're engaging and you're creating relationships and people are having joyful conversation and it's mostly comfortable and you just can keep doing it. But your mentality is the opposite, right? I get to do it every day. Not I have to, I get to, right? I get to do this work. I get to open doors for people. I get to introduce people to something really cool. I get to grow something that can change my life and my family's life and create a legacy. And that's good stuff, right? And that's essentially the way it goes. So block out the time for you, except for those couple of exceptions. Personal development, front side of the business, then the follow-ups, and then your group activities. That's really the way that you should roll in this part-time with a bit of a group growing stage. So now we're going to talk just for a little bit about this third one, because this third one is the major deal for people. And again, I'm not going to dig too deep into it because it really goes into leadership development, time utilization from a leadership development perspective. And it's a deep topic. It's a deep topic, and it literally, I do a lot of coaching and mentoring in this area. So think about this. You're part-time, but you've been busting it. And maybe you're a year in, maybe you're 2 years in, maybe you're 3 years in. It doesn't really matter. At some point, if you're consistent, you're going to bump up into this particular issue where you're a part-time, but you have what effectively is a full-time business. And a lot of this happens because we, as we're growing into it and we're serving and helping and caring and, we're doing a lot, right? We're doing a lot. We're doing way more than most of the people we're working with are. And so that's become a habit. And not only does it become a habit, but you become the point, right? You are the point for everything. And so this is where it starts to stretch you and challenge you, because you have this business that has, let's say there's a few hundred people in this, and let's say 30 or 40 of them are active in some range. That's a lot of people to serve. Now granted, in networking, the majority of those are going to be part-time, right? And you're going to meet people at the level of their work. So especially if you're utilizing tools and teaching, structure, and people won't need that much help, but they still need to know that you're there. And so even if you have people, multiple people earning some income and growing a business, so it's going to require a lot of attention. And so here's the first two things in this space. One, personal development. I mean, at this point, you really are digging into person. You might even consider having a coach or a mentor at this point. You have an upline, right? That's good. But you might also consider a coach or a mentor outside of that. That's something don't take that lightly. Or you might just study some people who know how to teach this arena, right? Leadership development and time utilization and prioritization and leadership, because that's what you are now, right? Everybody starts in building their leadership from day one, but here you are absolutely in a substantial leadership situation because you're right at the cusp, right? You're right at that edge. You're at that place where you really want to jump in full time because your business is saying, hey, I'm right there. I'm at that boiling point, but you're still part-time, right? Because it's a big leap for a lot of people. And so you have to pour into yourself, personal development, but your personal development might shift here. So not only is it personal development for continuously reinforcing and developing your skills, but you might, and positive energy, but you might now start lean more into leadership development stuff, to learn how do leaders do this, right? How do they create structures and systems that allow people to get more done, to be more leveraged in their time and in their skills. And there's a zillion tips. Again, I can't give them all to you here. I'm just giving you the concepts of what's important in these phases of your building. But you have to block your front side time right here. And again, I see it all the time. I see it in these two stages. People get to these two stages and they begin to pull back from their front side activity. And it's a mistake. Because then the minute you pull back from your front side activity, and take it from someone like me who's been in the industry for a long time, right? I mean, coming up on 3 decades, that's pretty insane. But, in 2 months, I will have been in the industry more than I will have, accordingly, I will have spent as many times in the industry as I spent any other time in my life being alive. Wow, that's pretty insane when I think about it, right? But, and so you want to make sure that you don't pull back. Gunther, yes, I mean, it's important. Hi, Mary Ellen, great to see you. Great to have you guys on with me live. And so you have to, you got to be conscious to stay in the game, because the minute you stop driving from the front side, then what you've done is you've placed your potential growth completely in the hands of others. And yes, correspondingly, as you grow and the business gets bigger and bigger, you have your particular activities from a front side act, the front side is the working the process. Your activities have less of an influence on the overall, right? Because it's bigger, right? So you can't just move it because you go out and sponsor a few people. Unlike, at this stage, you go out and sponsor someone, you've doubled your business, right? But that's not the case right here. So you're learning at this point how to be more impactful in general. So you have to have systems and things in place. And if you don't know how to do that, then you need to get some coaching and mentoring in that area of how do I put 40 hours of productivity into 20? Because that's the stress, so to speak, that you can get into in that space. But I'm just continuously to drive this point home. Stay in the front of the business. Stay in the front. Continue to sponsor. Continue to bring in new people. Matter of fact, your ability in both of these areas, in this area, part-time with a group growing, the relative starter, part-time with a group, man, this is your story is getting really good right here. And I'm talking about, maybe you're making $400 a month or $600 a month or $800 a month or $1,000 a month or something that is hugely meaningful. And one of the biggest mistakes people make in the industry, right, is they think that the $25,000 a month or the $10,000 a month or the whatever, you can throw any number you want out. They think those big numbers are the great numbers for having people want to get in your business. And what they're not thinking about is, what's the market out there? I mean, the market says that 80% of the planet, right, just needs some extra money, right? And if they can find a home and they enjoy it, man, they're going to be happy about that. Once you've gotten to right here, man, you have your whole oyster, your whole world is your oyster at this point, because pretty much everybody you could touch would want what you've already created. When you get here, man, now you're really blowing some people's minds, because what you've created now is substantial, right? I mean, you have it's not uncommon for someone to be here and their part-time income is sort of the same as their full-time, right? So they've created this thing that's running at the same size, right? That's pretty cool. So stay in the front, because you're getting to that point where you can then, boom, go full time, right? So that is a huge piece to think about. So the last thing that I'm going to touch on today is full time. And I know we got quite a few people on coming in and out. So if you have a question, you can throw it up today. I have a few extra minutes that I'm willing to take to answer something in the midst. I am still going to post this on YouTube, but that's if you have a question relative to this topic, I'd be happy to answer it if you type it in. So full time. So now here's the next interesting place, right? So full time. Here's the first tip for going full-time. So let's say you're on this or you share this with someone who's right now going full-time. The number one mistake that I see made when people go full-time. Hey, Chris, great to have you on, man. Thank you for joining me. The number one mistake I see when people go full-time is they don't actually go full-time. So in other words, here they are, right? They're going through this phase, right? They got the part-time work with the full-time business essentially, and then finally they make the break and they go full-time. And their entire mode of operation changes, right? So they oh man, I'm full-time, so I get up when I want, and I'm living the high life. No, you're not yet, right? You still got a business to build. And so the biggest mistake, the number one thing to remember is when you go full-time, and if you're full-time and you've only been full-time a little bit, then I already know I'm speaking to you right now. When you go full-time, go full-time. Don't just stay part-time, but be home full-time. That is a number one mistake I see people make, is they go full-time and suddenly their entire mode of operation changes. Because when they come out of this phase, right, they are busting their butt, right? They are working their tail off. They're going like a house on fire, so to speak, right? They're going to their job every day, but in the middle of the job, they're having lunch with someone, they're making contacts and talking to people on the way to work and on the way home from work, and when they get a break during the day. I mean, they're working their business in every little pocket they can, and then they're on the phone and burning the candle and doing meetings until 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and getting up the next day and doing it all over, and they're answering emails, and I mean, they're just in high gear. And then they go full time and they take the job piece out, and then their entire pace just goes woo, because hey, I can take my time now because I don't have this full-time job and I'm living in the life of luxury. I can do what I want when I want, which is true. But if you want to keep doing that, you got to go like a rocket right now, because now you're free. Yeah, you do have more time. Yes, you can get up when you want. But you're going to want to get up early, and you're going to want to go hard, because now you're going to want to, instead of working 20 hours a week, you're going to want to work 50 or 60 or 70 for a little while, right? You got to put some balance in there, and you can figure that out because it's important to take care of yourself. But man, when you first go full-time, go full-time. And so some simple things to remember. One, personal development, but not just your personal development now. Now I want you to really start thinking about vision, thinking about what you want to, what's the impact you want to make, what's bigger than you, right? What's bigger than you that is important about this, because that will help you get out of bed in the morning. See, the challenge with going full-time, when it's time to go full-time, is you sort of have accomplished what was your primary goal, right? Which was to leave the job or to spend time with your family or whatever that was. You sort of accomplished it, but that was about you. That was really about you. And now you gotta flip the script, and you gotta make it about something bigger than you. Because when you make it bigger than you, now it'll drive you out of bed. I have a simple goal. I want to help 1 million people in the next 3 years. That's what I want to do. I hope I'm thinking small. I really do. But I'll tell you what, you're going to see me fired up every day going after it, because that's bigger than me. It's way, way, way bigger than me. I don't need what's going to come from it, but there will be fruit. But it's about that. That's the thing that's driving me. How can I make an impact? What can I do today? How can I do this, and this to make it? That's how you want to be, right? You want to have vision that's bigger. Not to mention, vision is what people can catch. The people that you're leading, you get them caught in a vision, something that's bigger than themselves. The bigger the vision, the less the obstacles seem to matter, right? The bigger the vision, the less the obstacles seem to matter, and the less the trivial things in life are mean. Right? That's just the fact. So get yourself in the space of a higher sense of vision. This is a great time to have coaching and mentoring. A great, great time. Because what is that investment in? It's an investment in you to help you be better so that you can better serve a grander audience and accomplish greater things. And that's about growth. That's all about growth. So when you go full-time, be full-time. Absolutely. This is another reason you might need a coach or mentoring, and to study really study people of high productivity. Personal development has got to continue to be at your platform, and you've got to stay in the front side of the business. But two things now are in your wheelhouse, so to speak. And this will depend a lot on how big you want to build your business. You see, most of this, stages 1, 2, and 3, most of this you drove through outgoing, purposeful activity, right? Which was prospecting-based activity, sales-based activity, where you were the engine and then you taught that engine, right? That's the first area of duplication in our work. But starting to get here is when you start thinking about some marketing sides to your engine, right? To building something, some sustainable marketing. And you really want to think about that here. It's the old entrepreneurial aspect of the E-Myth written by Michael Gerber a long time ago, talking about working in your business versus working on your business. And so in this phase, every day you want to be working in your business, which is the front side of the business, prospecting, sponsoring, telling your story, doing presentations, following up, that whole line. Well, at the same time, you're working on your business, creating tools and things that can help foster growth and development in your organization, looking at ways where you can build sustainable and growing resources for contacts, broadening your influence, building your community. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can be doing in this space, but one thing you shouldn't be doing in this space is acting like it's part-time. So that's the biggest tip that I can give you there, is when you go full-time, go full-time. And those of you who are right at that point right now, remember these words. If you have to come back and fast forward just to watch this part of this video again, as you go full-time, remember to go full-time, okay? And that way you'll stay full-time. Yeah, the residual down the road is going to allow you to live a life that you, take it from me, that you probably never imagined possible. But it is possible, provided you do the work. And you can do the work. That's how you got to this point. So I hope that was helpful today. Thank you guys for dialing in. I will be live again tomorrow. I'm not sure what the topic is going to be yet. I just got back from an awesome retreat with some awesome people, including Chris Dahlgard, who's joined us today. Being around people making it happen in the space, man, it's really a cool thing. And so, I haven't had a chance to kind of map out what the week is going to look like, because I've been going like a house on fire since I got back. So, but I will be dialing in. I will be live again tomorrow doing some training. I'm just not sure exactly yet what the topic will be. It will probably be in the same time frame, but I will put that on my personal page and on the fan page. And please share my stuff. Help me build the page. Help me reach more people, and hopefully what I'm doing will help you guys build your teams, and I can help support that activity. So thanks again for being here, and I wish you guys all a great rest of the day. See ya.